Welcome back, everybody. It's time of the video, and we're just looking at my Sega Master System games collection that I have. And I just got something new in the mail. Actually, I got a couple things new in the mail for this, but this is the one we're talking about today. This is a Monopoly that I just bought off of eBay. You'll notice here that I already have Monopoly. Well, the reason is that we're going to be turning this into another game. A game that I played back in the day because I borrowed it from a friend, but I don't have it myself, and the price has gotten sky high on it. So I don't feel like buying the actual game. Now, I could play it on my Mega EverDrive, and I have it on the Switch too, but I just want one in a box on the shelf. I don't care if it's fake. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so here we've got the Monopoly cartridge. I've taken these screws out of the back. We open it up here. Come on, open. PCB's stuck in there, of course. All right, so here is this particular PCB, which Monopoly runs on, has a battery backup feature. It has this mapper on here, which is I don't know the full thing, but it's a 315 5235 mapper chip. And then you've got here the mask ROM from Monopoly. And we're going to take this out, and we're going to put in an EPROM that we're going to burn to a EPROM chip, which is right here. And right here I have a 27C040, which is a 512K EPROM. And it's going to go in here. So we're going to have some pins that are lifted that we can connect, and we're going to lift some pins here as well to allow this to all work. And there's a web page all about this, which I do have it open here. Well, you can see there's a picture of it right there. These pictures are not great. The documentation kind of is not great either. But we're going to try it. Let's see right here. So this is the document for it, and this is what we're going to be doing. So the first thing we need to know is this is using a specially patched version of the Japanese ROM that's patched for English. Plus there's a bunch of other features added to it. So what we're looking at right here is we've got right here, this is the Japanese SMS file. And then also what we have here is we have the IPS file right here, the English version translation. And I used romhacking.net's online patcher, which is this right here. I loaded in the Phantasy Star SMS file and then this IPS file, and I get back this patch version right here. And we'll go over here to Kega Fusion. Let's open it up. Okay, so you see a few more options that you normally see at the beginning of this Phantasy Star, which is great because, and I've changed the options already in here. So I, just for fun, increased the walk speed, experience by 4, etc. One of the nice things, I don't like the font that they added, which was this Polaris font. You can see the difference there. I prefer the classic font. I don't know, I just don't like reading that font. So I changed that over to this. If you go to sound options, you notice it sounds different, and that's because it's using the FM sound chip. We can switch it over to use the PSG sound if you want to. Now, I won't be able to do this on my Master System because I don't have the FM sound chip in my Master System, nor will it work in my power-based converter, but if I add that, I can take advantage of this sound. So we've got a working patched ROM, which is good. That's what we want to make sure we have. So the next step is to actually write this SMS file to the EPROM writer right here, which I've got. This is the chip is blank, so now I need to load this in. I need to make sure that I'm loading it in the proper way, because I don't know if there's any header files on these that I need to rip out. Okay, so I'm looking online. It says right here, SMS ROM files are simply raw binary dumps of the ROM content, so you should be able to burn them directly to EPROM as binaries. So that's what I got here. We've got the SMS file loaded in here, and it kind of looks like it's right. I don't see any weird header stuff in the beginning. So we're going to write this. Let's see here. We're going to write. This is going to take a while. because it's a big ROM. Yeah, this takes a while. I'm gonna pause the recording. One of the things I forget to check was the double write. This is gonna write and verify, but after this completes, I'm going to actually check the double write and run it again just to make sure. Oh, and as you can see here, my GQ4X4 is writing right now. I've got the power going into it. Having the power adapter is good to have so that you could write more things, and it's more effective at writing as well. It's got greater power. I don't know if this particular EPROM needs that higher power level, but it's good to have it. And this is just an adapter board to do other EPROMs that don't work in this socket. Okay, completed, and it verified it, and it took 64 seconds. We're gonna write this again just to make sure. So we'll click the double write. That's just gonna make it 3 times written. And where's the write button? Lost it. I'll have to go back to the right here, and it's gonna write it. Okay. Okay, so we've got our triple write here, and everything looks good. So next step is to desolder the chips from the PCB. Okay, so I've removed the mask ROM that was in here, and I've got my EPROM, my programmed EPROM here, and I had to bend out these pins according to the instructions, and it's going to go on right here when it's all done. I have to bend out a few more pins as well, but this is enough that I could line up, make sure it fits in all right, and it looks like it does. So just gotta move on to the next step. Okay, so I've desoldered both of the chips as well as the original battery. I got a replacement battery. Nothing's soldered in yet, but I'm going to solder them in and add the wires. I pulled out all of the pins that I need, and I didn't cut them off. I actually folded them under, which is, let's see if I can get this to, you can see that they've been folded under. So if I need to get the pins back, I can very carefully straighten them out. You can see right there. Especially with the EPROM, if I need to rewrite it at any point in time, this EPROM can be reused. So that's why I did that. All right. Okay, everything is soldered back into the board, the battery and the 2 chips. I put a piece of tape over the EPROM window, and I tinned the pins that are lifted here. And now I'm just going to need to run the wires, and then this will be done. Hopefully. I need to clean the pads too. I haven't cleaned the flux off, but it's not bad. Okay, so now I'm wiring in the EPROM to the appropriate addresses on this mapper chip right here. The first thing I did was to do the ground wire like the person in the post on Reddit did. The thing I did differently though is I did not run this directly to there. I ran from here to this pin on the EPROM and then ran it back this way. Just because this is a very small little contact point, I get a better solder here. So it's basically the same thing, just a little bit different. So, and now the other thing I need to do is in this post, when I'm going through this, and I can zoom in on them, but I'm not gonna do that here. But when he wires it up, you'll notice that there's a red wire here that's on pin 12, and you can't really tell where it goes here in any of the photos. But fortunately, on his pinout of the what they call paging chip, it's like a mapper, that's actually pin 12 right here, and you see A16, that's address line 16. So if we go over here, I'm looking at the 27C040 chip that I'm using here, and you'll notice that pin 2 is address line 16, which is right here, and that is the second pin right there. So I need to connect pin 12 on the paging chip to there. So I know that the red wire he used goes from there to there. I don't know if I'm going to use red wire because I want to use red for VCC, so I'll probably use brown for address line 16. Okay, so you can see here now I've got address line 16 connected to the paging chip. Just now to move on to the rest. Okay, so it's completely soldered up. One thing I wanted to add is when I was reading the Reddit post, found out that this yellow wire here is unnecessary, but you would probably still need to have it connected. It wasn't totally clear to me whether it should be still socketed or lifted, so I just did it the way the author did because it does work that way. I'm not like paying a lot of attention to how this mod's done. I'm just following a guide, but I did, look at the address lines and stuff to make sure that it's wired up correctly. So next, I just need to get this in the case. The red wire I have is a little bit longer here. I just fold it around back and it fits in fine. Okay, so I've got my power base converter plugged into my Genesis and just testing with Rastan first to make sure that it's working. And that is like the most awesome game ever. Master System version is great too. Okay, pardon the mess here, but we've got the power base converter here with a Monopoly game in. We're going to just turn the Genesis on. And of course, it's a little dirty, so here we go. Okay, Edgar, hold the camera for me. Keep it closer to the TV. Right there, that's good. Okay, so we've got obviously here's the game running, and just to go over a few changes in here, we have an options menu here. We can change the walk speed, which I turned up. Set the experience to ×4. You can set your money to ×4. And you can decrease your number of encounters. Let's just have all. And we can change your hair color to black to brown. The font, I like this font better, personally. And we can make the fades fast, and let's make that text speed 4 because, you know, that's annoying. And the one thing we can't do here is we can't listen to the FM sound chip because my Genesis doesn't have an FM sound chip in it for Master System games, and nor do my Master Systems. So, but let's actually start the game up. Look at how much faster this is. You just skip right through all the stuff that you've maybe already read. That's a lot of text. Yeah, that's some faster walk speed. It doesn't change the walk speed in the dungeons, though. Let's open the treasure chest. Got some money. Oh, there's more to go. Okay. Oh, that's it. I forget if there's any encounters in here. But as you can see, it's running great. And I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars, well, at least $100 for a copy of Phantasy Star for the Master System. So this is great. And all it took was one really cheap copy of Monopoly. The walk speed is really great. Can I go? Will it let me leave? Yes. I died. Alright, so just to give you a quick view of the game. Obviously, it's pretty much exactly the same as the original Phantasy Star, just some new options that are available. Thanks for watching, everybody.